21 Days of Yule. Today is day 11. Let's see what we've got. I think the most satisfying thing, just opening the drawers and pulling out the little pieces of paper. It shouldn't please me as much as it does, but it does. All right, let's see what we've got for today. This is the halfway point, or just past, and we have another holiday de-stress activity. Today's is going to be a sensory meditation. So today's activity is going to be a sensory meditation. And so I've brought out a few things to just show you different ways you can engage with this particular type of meditation. But this one is all about engaging your senses. So some forms of meditation are about quieting the mind and kind of watching your thoughts. This is a similar idea. It's a type of mindfulness meditation where the purpose is actually to clear the mind by paying attention to your senses. So I have here a herbal tea that I'm just going to brew. And the point here is with tea is a really wonderful way to engage in sensory meditation. Actually, let's light the candles first. Tea is a really wonderful way to engage because it's got a scent, it has a color, and it has a flavor. And so food and teas are both really wonderful things to do this with. I personally really enjoy doing this with chocolate. So I've got a piece of chocolate here, and with tea. Those are my two favorite kinds. And I feel like, why not both? So today I'm just gonna give you a little bit of an idea of how this works. Now you can do this with anything you have on hand, whether that is tea or coffee. Coffee could be a really lovely one. I think there's a little more, oh, I'm dripping hot water on myself. There's a little bit more ritual to me about tea, which is why I tend to gravitate that direction. So I just have some boiling water that I keep in this little carafe. While the tea steeps, I will just give you more of a rundown about how this works. So typically, oh, see, I did get water on my little tablecloth. Typically with a sensory meditation, what you want to do is get your beverage or your food item ready. So I have a little chocolate left over from my Halloween advent calendar, which was not too long ago. So it's got like a goofy little pumpkin face on him. So he's actually really cute to look at. I like to light candles and or incense at the same time, but sometimes incense can distract you from the actual scents and flavors that you're trying to engage with. This is sort of a mindfulness activity. So you're trying to center all of your awareness on the experience of the food or of the tea. If you were going to do this with chocolate, which I've done before, then you would take a very small piece of chocolate. This one's kind of large. I'm probably just going to take a little nibble. But the first thing you want to do is just take a look at the chocolate and notice its texture. Turn it around in your hands, not for too long because you don't want it to get all melty and all over your fingers, but just sort of notice, is it shiny? Is it more matte? Really take a moment to soak it all in. And then bring it to your nose and just take a little inhale. And see what you notice. Now this particular chocolate is a tea infused chocolate, so I was able to absorb the scent or take in the scent of the chocolate and also the scent of the tea that's sort of lying underneath. So with a sensory meditation, you want to work in threes. So first things first, you want to smell it 3 times. So I've smelled it twice. This is my third inhale. And then you want to taste it 3 times. The first time you want to let it sit for a while on your tongue. And I might look at the candles while I absorb the flavor. And the idea is not to chew it or to hurry through the process, but to just take it in. Try to notice texture. Maybe move the little piece of chocolate or the piece of fruit or whatever you're working with around to different parts of the tongue to notice if you taste it differently. Now with chocolate, you can let it melt on your tongue and just really focus on the flavor and the texture and the sensation. Notice the scent even while it's sitting on your tongue. And when you're ready, just finish consuming that small piece of chocolate. So I'm going to demonstrate the same thing with the tea. This tea is probably really hot actually, but we'll give it a try. This one's a strong herbal, so it doesn't need to steep for too long. Now I picked a tea specifically that had a fun color because I thought that would just add to the experience. So this one turns a deep purple. So what I might do with a cup of tea like this is just really gaze into the tea. Notice the little wisps of steam that come up from the cup. Sometimes you can even scry in that steam. Notice any patterns or shapes. Let your gaze slightly unfocus as you notice the steam. Notice the color of the tea. This is actually a really delightful color for scrying because it's that kind of inky color. When you're ready, bring it up to your nose and take a nice big inhale. See if you can notice the different flavors in your tea, which is really wonderful to do with an herbal, especially something fruity, because you can maybe pick out some of the spices or the different fruity notes. And do that twice more. All of your attention on your cup of tea. And last breath in. With tea, when you're ready to taste the tea, one fun way to get in all of the flavor notes and the scent notes at the same time is to intentionally slurp the tea a little bit. This can also cool it as it's coming into your mouth. But by slurping it, you invite a little more air into the tea, and that can allow you to notice more flavors. And you'll want to taste it a couple of times. Like before, I like to work in threes. This one seems to have some blueberry notes, some cinnamon. If your tea's not too hot, when you first take that sip too, you can roll the tea around in your mouth a little bit and really take in all of the flavors. Once you've had your first several sips or your first couple of nibbles of whatever you're eating or drinking, and you've really taken the time to take in those sensations, then let yourself just stay very present and finish your treat, finish your tea or your chocolate, and just let yourself really enjoy the experience, being fully present. Try to avoid any distractions, so no TV, no music, no internet, no phone. Just really be present with the experience.